Everybody for coming. My name is Mark Lally. of a company in Mongolia called Customerware. I'm here with two of my staff, Yunga and Temuulen, and one of my technical support people out of Indonesia, which a lot of people know is Sawundi. So last time we had Sawundi, the conference was in 2016 in Bali, so it's good to see him again. So Customerware, we have 15 staff, only the three of us are developers. We've got 4 SaaS applications, and the rest of our work is mostly bespoke applications from different companies around the world. And our biggest client is currently in Germany, which keeps us very busy. And in fact, that company in Germany, we also have 6 staff in Mongolia that does that company's customer support. So the office runs 24/7 doing that. So we've got German-speaking Mongolians providing that to all of our clients' customers. Can you hear me? Up? Louder? Louder? Testing. Is that better? Yeah. Right, okay. Yeah, so it keeps us pretty busy. The conference we did in Tampa last year, you'll remember that Yunga and Temuulen presented that, but they couldn't unfortunately be there because of visa issues, so it's great to have them come along this year and present and show you some good stuff, so pretty excited. But what we're going to start with now, how many people here are doing native mobile apps interfacing to a normal web app, awareim web app? Any? Okay, so I will expect SoftServ to be doing that. And okay, not ready. Okay, so the issue is our major application, and I'll just switch over to that. Into there. Is this one. So this is our major HR system called EasyStaff. So this is a multi-country, multi-entity, multi-currency, multilingual HR system. Does all the normal HR functions, training, competency, leave management, expense claim management, plus payroll and so forth. So it's become quite an extensive project. We've been working on it now for, started back in, it was the first major application we started with awareim back in 2013. It's just grown completely out of that. But when we go into here, I'll just show the issue. It's a little bit slow, but we'll get there. So to give you an example, this is a list of employees on one of the entities in this particular client. So there's 289 employees. This is on site at a mining site in Mongolia. So this has been fine. This is a web app for all these years. Okay? But more and more our clients are saying, we want to have a mobile part of this application. The bulk of it, we're happy to have administrators sitting there doing all this stuff on a desktop web application. But we want to have people in the field accessing this data through a mobile. So we've found that in Germany, which we've now, I think we've implemented 6 or 7 mobile applications for the German project. We're about to do another one for a large project in Australia. And this one, which is our own application, essentially never-ending people asking us to be able to access with mobile. So the employee wants to be able to log in, they can see their leave balances, they can actually apply for a leave application, all that sort of stuff. And we've avoided it purely simply because there's so much data, and the mobile application we have for the application in Australia is an awareim mobile application. So while it works, and you know the application in Australia's got 100 people bashing away on a mobile every single day, they're uploading 4,000 to 5,000 photos a day through that awareim mobile application, which is fine, but it's not really the true native mobile experience. Right? So we spent a bit of time trying to work out how to do that, and initially we started building a native mobile app with AppGyver, which was pretty nice. It was good until SAP got hold of it and destroyed it completely. So we quickly had to pivot, and we decided to move to Flutterflow, and therein is Temuulen's forte. So Temuulen was already a Flutter developer. So they came on board with us to help us with Flutterflow. They've done a great job. Huh? Yeah, I do. You got to. We started building, transferring all of our current native mobile applications over to Flutterflow, and then we looked at doing a mobile add-on for this particular application. So the problem is with this is on a typical SaaS type model, if you're just having multiple subscribers on a single server, there's no issue. Right? So whether you're doing it with iOS or Android doesn't really matter. The only complication you have between those two systems is whether you're going to have a public application or a private application. So if you look at our applications for our client in Germany, they don't want any old random Joe Blow downloading the app off the App Store and installing it and trying to access the system. So they're all registered native applications. We do that through Jamf to manage all that. So we actually register each particular mobile application, mobile device that's going to access that application. But on this particular instance, we're going to have like thousands of different employees from multiple different companies and potentially multiple different countries, right? And the problem is that we started out originally in awareim, and the dream was having this great big SaaS application. You've got all your users can just log in and subscribe to it, blah 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 blah, right? So we very quickly came to the realization that's not what awareim is built for. Right? And you've got concurrent users up to 200, 300, you could even get up to 1,000 depending on the load you're going to use. It's going to be fine. But if you're expecting to have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000 people log into your application through any device, whether it be the browser or through a mobile application, awareim is not the right tool for you, I would suspect. So what we've come down is come up with sort of a hybrid model. So if we have a large client, especially for this particular application, a client that has more than, say, 100 employees, we just put that instance on its own server. Right? Server cost is cheap these days, you can do it relatively quickly, and a lot of your customers are going to say the minute they think that their data might be sharing a server with someone else's data, they run away scared. Right? We say, no, we'll have your own server, it'll be your data, your database, your application, no one else, they're okay with that. Okay? So we have a model where anything more than 100 employees, we give them their own server. If we've got some that have got 20 or 30 employees and they've got no issue with it, then we'll put those instances on their own business space on the same server. Right? So, as I say, this model we're seeing up here is the typical pure SaaS model arrangement. And if we go to, what was that done for the data? Oh, so this one's the next one, I can't see. Here. So this is now multiple instances or business spaces on a single server. That works too, right? But the issue is when you get to this particular situation. So now you've got your application spread across multiple servers. So maybe it's one business space for that server. Maybe it's 2 or 3 or more on another server and another one, or whatever combination you've got. So let's just say across that board you've got 1,000 employees spread across all these different servers, and each one of those you want it to be a public application, so it's not going to be registered phone, you don't have to pay for it. They want to be able to download the application from the App Store or wherever. They want to install it on their phone and log in, and you've got to know where it's going to go. That's the problem, right? So you made it. That phone doesn't know what the endpoint is of their employers' instances. So that was the problem we were confronted with. We thought, how are we going to solve this? Okay, and we didn't want to have another mobile app that's specific just to a particular customer or a particular employer. Okay, probably have a generic. Okay. So it finishes up. We thought we'd try this out, and this is what we're going to show today is a fairly progressed still proof of concept. It's we know it all works. We just got to tone it up a little bit and make it a little bit more secure, but it's fine, right? So in here you've got a situation where on this side you've got different awareim servers with the application running on it. So here's a single business space. This is multiple business space, single business space. Okay? So what we thought, how about if we set up a server, a dedicated server, which just runs an application that knows where that customer's server is, what the endpoint is, and we then get all of their employees and suck it into here. So we finish up with a master database in one server with all the employees from all of our instances of all of our customers wherever they are. And we can set that up easy. We can bring it in. We can also then do back and forwards communication to each server when someone updates some of the data for the employee on that particular server, update this one and vice versa. And that then gives us a single endpoint for the mobile applications to hit. So we didn't know if this would work, so we thought we'd try it out. It does, right? So now we can just download a mobile application. They can log in, and it hits this particular server in the middle here. This one. Sorry, where's my mouse gone? Very slight bit of lag. So this purple bit in the middle is a small single server running an awareim application that maintains the entire master list of all the employees on all of our Easy Staff applications worldwide. Okay? So that the record for the employee in there has the employee's name and so forth, and their login name. It does not store their password. Okay? So what happens is it knows though which employer they belong to. So when the mobile phone hits that server, it looks up, so there's their login name. That's this particular employer, and here's that employer's endpoint. So now uses that endpoint in that mobile application on that mobile device. So from that point on, it can go straight to that server. Okay? Does that make sense? Does anyone have any questions? If you've got any questions, just ask as we go along, right? And if anyone can come up with a simpler way of doing this, let us know, because we racked our brains with it for a long time. Yeah, so that's what the plan was. So, for example, if we go to here, let's go back out here. So, go to this one. Why's that not working? I just want to go back to the this application. So here's just some demo data. So this is one company, and that's its endpoint. Refresh this. So these two, this is Major Drilling and Custom Warehouse, so they're two completely separate servers. So if I go to, say, Custom Ware, I know what it is. There's Custom Ware, there's the endpoint for getting employees. And I can go here, and if I go to Employees and I go for Custom Ware, there won't be any there. None? Okay, that's to be expected. If I go back to here and I say go and get employees, so that's now, this is the server with the endpoint manager on it, and that's now gone out to the known Customware Easy Star server and got all the employees off that server and now puts them in here. And if I go to here now, and go to Customer, so there they are. So there's, for example, me. That's me. Okay. So now I could download that app from the App Store, open the app up and try and log in with my login name and password, put it in there. So we now have this particular application, looks at that up and goes and gets the right information, gets the endpoint from the Customware server and sticks that in the mobile app. So now the mobile app knows exactly where to point to all the time. Okay. So just going forward here with the presentation. So this is the code in the actual application that does it. So I won't go through all the detail, but you'll be able to look through this through the presentation when we send it to you later on. So it deletes all the returned Easy Staff employees in this application. Sets up the a singleton that's necessary for the REST request. There's the REST request for get employees, and there's the details of there. And then what we do with the return employees, whether we create a new employee or we're just updating an existing employee. So it's not complicated stuff, once you understand like the logic of it. One other issue we have now, so let's just say hypothetically that we've got two customers, and let's say we've got 5,000 employees across all these customers, but coincidentally 2 employees from different customers have the same login name. Okay? So what we do now is when we log in and we go and check to see if it's the only login name, and if it is, all good. But if it's not, now go and find all the people with the same login name, and then go and hit the servers to actually get the matching password, and then grab that one. Okay? So it doesn't actually do it totally password storage free at the moment. We're in the process of doing that, so we're going to change that password to just being a token. But ultimately, when this is all up and running perfectly, the only place that person's password will be stored will actually be on the customer's server. Anyway, it won't be anywhere else. It might just be a token. So that works pretty well. So I'm going to hand you over to Temuulen, and now if I go back to this here, go back to this thing, go back to here. Oh, wrong one. Get out of there. So here, Temuulen is here. This is Temuulen. And if we go to who's the major employee? So this is a completely different customer, different instance. Alton. Alton's all. So, and this one, right? So Temuulen's going to demonstrate with the mobile app that he can actually load that up and log in as either of those two. He's got the details of it. So log in as that person on that server or that person on that server with a completely public mobile application through that server. Any questions so far?
Okay, thank you, Mark. So,
you want to share your screen? I'll take my share off. I don't know how to do that. Still. How do I take my share off, guys? Stop sharing. Okay.
Okay, so let's test the service first. This is calling from main server, master server. So let's test deploy from major. So here is their endpoint. It's major.easystaff.com. So let's try my username. Here's customer.easystaff.com. So I got that endpoint when they try to log in, and I'm changing in API calls .5. So there's they can get base URL. So I can just give the endpoint that I got right now to this variable. It's callable variable, so you can just call it from anywhere. So it's working like that. Let me show you the sample. So let's try to log in. Some time. Okay. Sorry for.
Just everyone knows that what you're seeing on the screen now is coming from the customer where straight onto the mobile.
Yeah. So this is all my information. So let's try to log in as another employee. So she's from Metro, company named Metro. So we have. Yeah. So it works like a charm. So yeah, that's it. So do you have any questions?
So,
Yeah.
so a lot of people aren't doing this stuff yet. When you come to the point in time you do want to do it, let us know. We've still got a little bit of work to tidy this up and polish it, but we'll have that probably in place in the next month, 6 weeks, which will be a huge change for our application to have full mobile access capability and not have to pay for registration of devices and so forth. Would be terrific. So, any questions? None? Cool. Wow, that's great. All right. That's basically it. And if you want to come and talk to us afterwards and find anything more about it, just let us know. So, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We started at 11:30, but it ended at 11:30. so everything is. Yeah. We are going ahead of time. So would you like to take a break, 5 minutes break, and then we'll reunite. Okay. So here is the. We'll start our next technical session. Then 1 o'clock we'll break for lunch. 2 o'clock we'll start again, and my intention is to wrap up this day by 4:30 today. 4:30 to 6, you guys take some rest. 6 o'clock we are gonna pick you up from hotel, and we have arranged your welcome and our office tour and dinner this evening. So 6 o'clock we'll pick you up from here. 6:30 you'll be in our office, and then rest of the evening we'll spend in our office. Okay, this is the plan.